Welcome back. Today we are doing upper body and obliques, and we are going to be working at the back. It's nothing you can't handle. Just mentally prepare for working at the back in both core and obliques. When we get there, it's going to be back to back. Now, I do have my cables out. I suggest you have them out as well, just to make the transitions faster and a little bit easier. I did allow us 20 seconds transition time, putting those cables on and taking those cables off. We're going to get started in about 20 seconds. Standing on your front platform, you can go for one white if you want less resistance, or one black. We're going to be starting in a burpee, and we'll do this together. In 10 seconds, we're going to take a big inhale up to the sky. We'll bend the knees and grab the carriage for a plank. In 4, 3, 2, let's do this. Inhale, send it up. Go ahead and bend the knees, and you're pushing out to a plank. From your plank, I want you to find a push-up, bend the knees under the hips, and back onto that front platform. Now, in these burpees, I want you guys to use momentum. Get that heart rate up for the next 25 seconds, okay? If that push-up is not for you, skip it. We've got 15 seconds. Then our knees will replace our toes. Our hands can stay on the sides of the carriage. We've got a wheelbarrow in less than 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your knees on the front platform, hands on the sides of the carriage. Let's drop that pelvis forward. Perfect. Now we're in this modified push-up position. Let's go for that inhale. So to open your carriage out, keep that chest lifted. Exhale, pull the wrist back under the shoulders right here. Now back to that slow tempo. When in doubt, always go for that 4 count. But if you're feeling stronger, spicier, go slower than that 4 count. Always taking that inhale when you send those arms out. Maybe you find your challenge point to where your core starts to shake, and then find your latch. Use your triceps to pull the carriage back in. All right, team, you've got 8 seconds here. Elbows are coming down. Knees stay exactly where they are. We've got a kneeling crunch in 3, 2, 1. Let's get those forearms down. Shoulders are going to stay completely still over the elbows. Start to round into the top of the spine as you lift your hips up. Of course, we're looking at those knees on that exhale. Inhale, open that carriage back out. And that's your kneeling crunch. Focusing on the breathing. Focusing on that tempo. And I also want you to play around with your hand placements. If you want this a little bit more challenging, flip your palms up to face the ceiling. And see how that changes this movement for your core. We've got 15 seconds. And you're going to meet me in 10 in that modified plank on our knees and on our elbows in 4, 3, 2. Now just hold right here, okay? So your neck is nice and long. You're still on your forearms. You're still on your knees. Your hips are up in line with your shoulders. And you're just taking a little mental, physical reset. All right, team, let's start to send the elbows out towards the back platform. And let's pull them under the shoulders, come to a complete stop, and then add a crunch. I call this an inchworm. I think there's so many different names for this, but for today, we're going with that inchworm, okay? So it's 1 extension, elbows come under, and then you find your crunch. You got about 8 seconds. We're back in that plank. You're on your toes for a bear on your straight arms in 4, 3, 2, 1. Pop up to your toes. Find that strong plank. Let's tuck that tailbone under, bend those knees, stopping right under the hips. Extend the legs back out to that plank. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Exhale, pull it back in. Now, you guys keep going. You've got about 30 seconds here. No holds, no pulses. I want you to think about pressing the carriage away from you. So you're lifting up into your chest. Your lats are working. Your shoulders, your quads, and of course, your lower abs. You've got 15 seconds, and our cable transition is on deck. You're gonna add those cables on and then meet me on the back platform. Remember, we've got 20 seconds to transition in 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's quickly pop those cables on and have a seat on the back platform. If you're going one black, one white, don't forget to add that spring. You got 10 seconds to meet me on your back platform. Cables in your hands. We're going to serve the platter. Palms are going to face the ceiling. Back is nice and flat. All right, team, let's do this. My cables feel a little bit uneven. I'll check that later. So let's exhale, send the arms out. And then inhale, bend the elbows back in. And I want you stopping right in line with your rib cage when those elbows bend back in. And the reason for that is because we're working on the front of the body. The front of your shoulders, your biceps, and your chest is what you're going to be feeling in this movement. Big, big exhale. Fog up that mirror. Inhale, send it in. Now, if you're on that one black, one white, I know you're feeling this. If you're on that one black, I know you're feeling this too. There is no wrong answer. Do what feels best for your body today. You've got about 8 seconds, and we're going to press this out. Arms go out long for a hold in 4, 3, 2. Hold right here. Relax your shoulders down. Squeeze your core in tighter. Oh, let's start to pulse those fingertips in, out, in, out. Holy crap. Keep going. We're going to take it back down to that serve the platter full range in 3, 2, 1. Inhale, send those elbows down. Exhale, slowly send it out. We're turning this into a tree hugger, less than 10. Elbows come out wide in 4, 3, 2. Now find your elbows out wide, okay? Now exhale, take your hands to heart center. And then start to open up the elbows wide, but keep them in line with the shoulders. So you don't want your elbows to go back to where you feel your back engage. Again, working on the front of the body right here. You want to imagine, I like to say, like you're hugging someone that you love. You're giving them a nice big squeeze. And when you imagine that, squeeze into your chest. You've got no holds. You've got no pulses here. Just full range for the next 20 seconds. Stand up, sit up tall. You got 10. Hands are coming behind the neck. We've got an overhead tricep extension in 4, 3, 2. Let's go ahead and take the hands behind the neck. Lean a little bit forward, okay? Now make sure you don't interlace your fingertips. You want a cable in each hand. Now give me that exhale. Extend the cables up to the ceiling and then bend the elbows back down. If you're a little bit taller, because I'm a little shorty, you can always wrap your hands around these long loops of the cables, and that'll give you a little bit extra range of motion. I actually like that better. It feels a lot better. So maybe if you're even short like me, go ahead and grab those long loops instead for this tricep extension. Now we're just finding the back of our arms. Exhale. Ooh, press up to the ceiling. And start to inhale, lower down. Now, elbows are tight next to your temples. You've got about 10 seconds. So we're going to take this for a hold halfway behind the neck in 4, 3, 2. Hold the cables halfway behind the neck. Now squeeze your core in tight. Give me an inhale. Open your elbows out wide to left and right. Squeeze the back. Exhale. Squeeze the elbows in tight to the temples. Open and close. Give me 2 more. Big open, close. Last one. Open and close. And let's go out with the pulse right here. Pulse those hands up to the ceiling. Give me 10. We are turning around for a chest opener. Your knees are on the back platform. You're facing the opposite way in 4, 3, 2. Let's turn around. Keep your cables. Knees on the back platform. Hands next to your hips. Last upper body move, y'all. All right. So we want to press through the palms and squeeze the shoulder blades together. Now, let's talk about form. Your shoulders, they're down, away from your ears. and your chin is off your chest. You guys keep moving, okay? You've got no holes, you have no pulses. A nice little trick that I like to do is stick my thumbs out, and as soon as my thumbs hit my bum, I know it's time to press back again. So you never ever want to see your hands in your peripherals, okay? You've got 10 seconds. Can you keep squeezing into your shoulder blades? The answer is yes. In 8, you've got 20 seconds to take those cables off and meet me at the back. In 3, 2, 1. Let's take our cables off. You're done with the upper body, but we've got obliques. I'm going to go for 1 white. If you're going for gold, stick that 1 black on. All right, y'all. Take our carriage to the back. We are starting in a side plank. I need your left elbow onto the carriage, knees or toes on the back platform. So you're in this side plank, okay? I'm just here on my knees, and we're just holding. I'm pressing down through my left forearm. My left hip is lifted away from that rail, and I'm squeezing my glutes forward. We got 10 seconds. Your knees are gonna stay stacked. We're gonna rotate both of our forearms onto the carriage to make a number 11 for a twisted kneeling crunch in 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. All right, y'all, let's take a big exhale. Find that crunch into your left oblique. Inhale, lower it down. Shoulders are staying over the elbows. Try not to grip the carriage too tight with those fingertips. And again, play with the placement of your palms. If you want more tension, palms are going to face up. Less, press them down. You've got a hold coming up in 8 seconds. You're going to lift that right hip up to the ceiling. Squeeze your left oblique in 3, 2, 1. Hold. All right, team, let's pulse. 15-second pulse. Here we go. Out an inch, up an inch. Slow it down. We're coming up to straight arms in 10. You've got that twisted wheelbarrow. Arms are straight, knees stay stacked in 4, 3, 2. Press up to those straight arms. Drop that left hip a little bit down towards that monorail. And let's start to send the wrist out and pull the wrist back in. That inhale's coming in when your carriage opens towards the front platform. That exhale comes in when you pull the wrist back in, when that carriage comes towards that back platform. Now, things to look out for here. I want you to make sure that your tailbone is tucked in this position instead of poking out. You gotta scoop it under, protect that lower back, okay? You guys are doing amazing. You've got 45 seconds here. No holds, no pulses. Focus on that full range of motion. Can you get to your challenge point to where your core, your obliques, your upper body starts to shake? You've got 30 seconds left in your left oblique. Squeeze those inner thighs tight. Squeeze your butt cheeks. That's going to help stabilize your spine. We've got 15 seconds, my friends. And we are sitting our bum on that back platform where our knees are at. We're tucking our feet under that carriage strap. We'll be facing the front platform for a super crunch in 4, 3, 2. Let's sit your bum down. Let's tuck your feet. And since we're limited on time, let's go for that challenge where we take our hands behind the head. And I just realized that I kept on that black instead of that white. I was like, but that's okay. Without challenge, we see no change. Exhale, lift. Okay, team, so as you lower your chest and your torso, you are extending your legs. As you lift your chest, you're bending your knees, pulling the carriage in. Now, things to look out for. You don't want to sit all the way up to where you're stacking your shoulders over your hips. And the reason for that is because you want to keep tension on your entire core. You've got 10 seconds. We're pulling that carriage in 8. We're going for that side plank, right oblique, right forearms on that carriage where your toes are at. In 4, 3, 2, pull your carriage in. Let's quickly get into that side plank. All right, team, we're at the tail end. Same rules apply. We're gonna even out our obliques. If you're at home and you took that challenge for your toes, I'm so proud of you. I had to stay on my knees for this one. All right, y'all, let's get ready for that twisted kneeling crunch, right oblique in 4, 3, 2. Take those forearms down onto that carriage. And here we go. We're lifting that left hip up to the ceiling, making a little C shape in your right oblique. You guys keep working. I need a quick little hydration break, and listen to your body. If you're at home and you need a hydration break, it is okay to take a quick rest and jump back in. You've got 30 seconds here. We will go out with that hold and that pulse. In 10 seconds, get ready to pull your carriage in. You're gonna hold that left hip up, squeeze into that right oblique in 4, 3, 2, hold. All right, team, let's pulse out an inch. In an inch, your hips are lowering down. They're lifting up. You've got less than 10. Twisted wheelbarrow in 4, 3, 2, pop up to those straight arms. Let's do this. We only have one more move after this. And we are finishing at the front. I swear, the back on the Microformer, the back on the Megaformer too, but something about this Microformer at the back is just like crazy hard. Now keep working. Remember, you can do hard things. You've got a minute left. No holds, no pulses. I want you to use your triceps, fire up your lats to pull that carriage in. Keep squeezing your inner thighs. You're at 45 seconds right here. Are you finding your challenge point? As you inhale, send those arms out. Is your chest staying lifted? You want your chest to stay lifted, team. We're almost there, less than 30 seconds. Where can you challenge yourself a little bit more? In 20, we're headed to the front. Your arms are straight on the front platform. In 15, your toes are on the carriage. We are gonna meet in a plank. Your hands on the front platform, toes on the carriage. In 4, 3, 2. All right, team, let's go ahead and find this plank. And if you're not planking today, I want you on your knees. Whether you're on your knees or your toes, I need your feet nice and wide. I'm gonna put my toes on this rail because in 10 seconds, we are going out with plank up downs. Elbow, elbow, palm, palm. In 4, 3, 2, here we go. One elbow, opposite elbow, press up to straight arm, straight arm. Keep it going. Keep your hips nice and still. Remember, you are on a Microformer, not a cruise ship, so you don't want them rocking side to side. You've got 15 seconds here. Fire up your shoulders. Fire up your triceps. Fire up your core. Believe in yourself. Get uncomfortable. You got this for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Team, carefully pull your carriage in. Give yourself that round of applause, that pat on the back. Get a good stretch in. Hydrate. I'll see you next time. Thank you.